Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Lani Misalucha.
Lani Misalucha with the whole orchestra
This will be the first time we see her with like an orchestra.
by herself.
And this is Bukas na lang kita. Oh, Mamahalin.
Yeah.
Nice. If it had Mamahalin, I have no idea what that would mean.
Oh, how exciting.
Oh, is
Why
that
is it
song
so
of Pocahontas?
quiet? It's not.
Oh, sorry.
It's a Tagalog song.
Oh.
The song
Sounds
in
like-
Tagalog. It does sound musically perfect. Oh, wow. It's magic. My god, that's a whole freaking full on.
Oh my
Turn
God.
up!
You see, most people, while they're listening to techno or something, I would be like, turn up, turn up. Walucha.
Walucha gets very excited
With,
when Lani Misalucha comes on.
And an orchestra is sort of like, and it's like fucking.
Yes! Where's the tequila?
Go, please. Do proceed.
No problem. It's not very often that you get to geek out about this type of like
course
moments.
not.
So
You know, I think people misunderstand. Like, this is like our time to, I don't know. I know it's a camera and it's a bit weird, but this is the time where I get to be the most childish and sort of have the most fun regarding music. And this is the time where you actually get to geek out and shit.
yes, and
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's fun.
And I want to thank you for withstanding the shenanigans.
Wow, thank you for being here, actually.
Yes, thank you. That's a beautiful dress too.
She's a great
Girl,
singer.
oh my god. There's a whole harp.
She's in good shape, dude.
She's gorgeous. That woman is beautiful.
She said Mahal.
Mm-hmm.
Kita?
Sabay sa paglaya ng ating mga puso. Bukas na lang kita.
It's literally the pinnacle of where you understand, like, obviously language. I always mention this, but I think this is probably the best example of that, or maybe this genre in general, in where language, and I guess that's why like people also enjoy opera as well. There's an Italian, and they may not understand Italian or German. But it's like it sounds so beautiful in this style in Tagalog, right? Or perhaps it may be another dialect. I think it does sound
It's
like
Tagalog.
Tagalog.
It's Tagalog.
But wow, that's very confident of it. But yeah, so it's probably the best example of that. It's like when you just sort of let music just, I don't know, connect to the most. Because it seems to be the most human thing we've come up with, music. So
Yeah, well, what is so fascinating about this performance is how classical she is in her vocal delivery, and it seems that this is her go-to, often comfortable setting for her to sing. Maybe she will have a lot of wonderful power vocals. I would assume that's the case, but how refined her classical training is actually so divine to listen to. The modulation, the tiny breaths, the diction and placing of the larynx, the usage of distance and projection, and it's just it is like really what it's like watching, I don't know, a Prada suit being made right in front of your like, I don't know, it's like a really refined art, and you're seeing it in the making. It's like you're seeing the tale unfold right in front of your eyes, and it's quite mesmerizing. Not only because you have another 50 people there that are, also helping create this magical atmosphere, but it amplifies the tiny details that you're hearing from her delivery. It's so hauntingly beautiful.
And I think it's also not, because there's also always that misconception. It's like classical music, this type of music is like for a specific crowd, you know what I mean? But I think it's actually, that's probably one of the examples you can use to mesmerize people, regardless of what their musical background may be, or regardless even what they like.
Agreed.
It's always impressive. I don't know why.
Indeed, because it's not often seen. What makes something impressive is that it's not easy to replicate, and it's not often seen. It's not something that you stumble across in your everyday life. So it makes these moments, these performances, like precious gems.
Yeah, I think you're right, because
You know?
they also understand this is as raw as it gets. Like,
Ah, yes.
like
There are no do-overs or any
Yeah.
post-production to any of this. It's very how it comes, it goes.
yeah, true.
But see that smile through the placing of her mouth is so gorgeous.
Kay hirap ng umibig sa titamang panahon.
Oh my god, so much resonance.
Kung bakit ngayon ko lang natagpuan
What a
ang
beautiful song.
isang katulad mo. Sana
Also, my god, that flip from classical training into contemporary singing, making it seem so incredibly easy. That is ridiculous. I haven't. Oh wow, there are very little
Oh,
people
why
who
turn
can
it
do
down?
that. Oh, sorry. Oh, so great.
kilala sana noon pa lang na ang puso ay malaya pang magmahal.
Oh, what a song.
Bukas na lang kita mamahal.
Wow, such a change in style, right?
Sabay sa paglaya ng ating mga puso. Bukas na lang kita. Bukas na lang kita.
Oh my god.
Alright, so what happened there?
Okay, so
What
that.
the fuck? How did she do that?
So usually what would happen there from contemporary singing, like she was right in the phrase right before those high notes and that flip and the switch.
I feel like this is a movie. This is literally like
It's like a
Hercules.
Disney. Oh my
God! Like that. It was like that.
Can you guess Efra's newest latest obsession?
I'll be a really good actor, I reckon. Or a dull studman. Actually, it's not that hard, is it? So you always get shot dead in like 2 seconds. There's so much acting going on. But if you're a double stunt actor, good for you. Good anyway.
Well done.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
It's actually a really well paid job,
no, it's actually a really painful job.
but it's really well paid.
Horrible. No.
And you have really good also healthcare too.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bad, eh?
Eh?
Anyways, go on. So you were saying?
So from contemporary singing, like we were hearing that really thick, full fold, really resonant, really big. It kind of like circling around the idea of belting, and she flips into that really high notes. Usually, what happens is that people flip into a falsetto, so it becomes very breathy, very light, very thin falsetting. So it's stiff. But in her case, she managed to flip into that classical training. So she she created more space in the back of her throat in order to create more resonance, so it gives that operatic soprano sound rather than the thin fold falsetto. And actually the smile through the setting here in the mouth is actually lifting the soft palate inside of her mouth, so the soft part of your so that's being lifted, creating this really big resonant box inside of your mouth, and it grows back here and she grows back, and then it's also connected to her chest. You hear that beautiful classical soprano sound. It's so difficult, and instead of reaching out, you actually reach back, and
She anchors.
yeah, that's right. So actually you can see it here in this picture. You can see how she's anchoring right here in the back of her neck. She's using a little bit of tilt as well to just present the note easier as well, I think. But let's hear that section one more time. So you hear there you have a really big a belting full fold, really resonant, really connected to the chest. But what she managed to do, that is like a magic trick, is that she managed to maintain that resonance and flip into classical training with tilting forward and creating that beautiful space at the back of her throat. See, you see how her mouth actually shifts upwards. If you're paying attention to the inside of her mouth, obviously this angle, this angle doesn't help because the lighting actually creates shadows. But her mouth is actually moving that way, and the tongue is creating like a dip. So you have a really big resonant space in the back of her throat. Wow, what a woman. And then you see how her larynx are so pulled up. They're so pulled up, and they're actually tilting forward too. So their larynx are moving up and then tilting, right, and they're tilting forward. So you have this like really unusual look on the larynx.
You could have ended me there.
Look at her larynx. They're really lift. They're really high, positioned really high.
Can I have a warning next time you get so close to my neck?
Oh, sorry.
With those fucking nails. Yeah.
Her modulation is beautiful. Sorry, go back again. It does sound like Colors of the Wind, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Whoa. Wow, such a mixture of styles she's got.
Oh my god. She is stupidly talented.
What a crowd as well, bloody hell.
That's one refined performance. Holy guacamole, what event was that?
That is very impressive.
For the MPO, whatever that means, MPO Opus 20.
Bukas.
I don't know what that... Bukas na lang.
Mamahalin. So it's her original. In English. And it goes like this. It says, I will love you. I will just love you tomorrow.
Oh.
And it says, it's really hard to fall in love at the wrong time. Why did I just discover someone like you? I wish I met you before. I wish it was before when the heart was still free to love.
Oh.
I will just love you tomorrow at the same time with our hearts have been freed. I will just love you tomorrow. And then it's really hard to fall in love at the wrong time. Why did I just discover someone like you? And then, yeah.
It's about finding the right person at the wrong time.
Bloody hell, sung like that. Jesus, feels like the end of the world.
It does.
Wow, that is very, very good. I love that. Bless you.
Thank you. Me
Bless
too.
you and bless Lani Misalucha.
Bless Lani Misalucha. God bless that woman. That was absolutely fantastic.
Truly.
Beautiful in so many ways.
And props to all musicians involved and that director, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes.
He would be such an interesting person to speak to, wouldn't he? Like, what the hell are you thinking?
No, they
Well,
don't
that's
think.
happening.
They don't think.
They just do.
They have to be present in the piece.
Right. Well, anyways, let us know.
They don't think, bro.
Let us know if you know the name of the director, or if perhaps you were any of these musicians, or if you were there.
Or if you know what this event was for, because that was so cool.
Also, let us know what you'd like us to watch next.
Yes.
And we will.
Goodbye.